Ooh, happy Halloween. Just kidding, it's like only September. Okay, I say it's only September, but in reality, October's next week, so whatever. Halloween is fast approaching. Hi everybody, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you're familiar to this lovely, not so lovely face right here. What's wrong with me today? I don't even know. Okay, anyway, so welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. So before we get started, I just want to quickly remind you of a giveaway I have going on in my channel. What is going on? It is going on until Halloween, and what it is I'm giving away this palette by Artist Couture, a brand new one. This is my version right here. All you have to do is be subscribed to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment. I don't care what it is, though if it's a mean comment, probably not gonna want to pick you. So whatever, leave whatever comment you want. And like I said, the giveaway closes on October 31st, and it is only open to US residents only, and I think that is everything. So if you recall, last year I did a video on Milani's Halloween palettes. And by the way, I was looking on their website, and I do think these palettes are still available for purchase, which I found it to be a little odd because I thought they were limited edition, but whatever. So like I said, if you recall, I did a video on their, what is this called? Beautiful Nightmare palette and their Fairy Tale palette, which just looks like this. And that was a really fun video. I enjoyed the two sides of these palettes. Like, I liked the dark edgy side and then the light pastel princess side, and I thought it was a really fun video to make. And so I was actually really pleased when I saw that Milani was coming out with 2 more palettes this year. And the palettes they were releasing is called an Enchanted Escape, which is just this peacock one, and that's just, we'll get back to that in a second. So it looks like this. It's a really nice, colorful palette. I really like that. And then they have a Haunted Hallow, and then they just have a Haunted Hallow, which is like this spider web, dark sort of palette. And actually, you know what this palette reminds me of? If you recall, I did a video on the Paris palette by BH Cosmetics. And it just had some like really dark, kind of grungy shades. Like, this one reminds me a lot of it. So I really ended up liking this palette. So I have high hopes for this palette as well. And honestly, this is a whole collection. They have like face jewels, they have metallic lipsticks, they have some lip glosses. I'm trying to think if they have anything else. I think I have like eyelashes, and that might have been it in their collection. So these palettes do retail for $13.99, but Milani does currently have a deal going on their website where you can get a bundle for, I think it's like $40, or is it $50? I can't exactly remember how much it is, but you get a palette, a lipstick, a lip gloss, lashes, gem, and you do actually kind of get to mix and match what you want in your bundle. So I think that's a really good deal if you're interested in pieces from this collection. So I would definitely advise you to go check it out. But for me, all I picked up was these 2 palettes and these 2 lip creams, which honestly I wasn't even sure if they were part of the collection, because originally on Milani's Instagram they just had a photo that said sensitive content. You can just like keep clicking it thinking that the photo will appear, but doesn't, because they set it up that way. But anyways, so I couldn't see what the collection looked like for the longest. So when I went on Walmart's website, which by the way, everything from the collection is available on Walmart's website as well. And I think it might be coming to Ulta Beauty if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, so I couldn't really see what was available for the collection, so I just kind of had to guess when I was on the website. So anyways, these are part of the Peacock collection, and then I just picked up this glittery Love Bites metallic lipstick from their spider collection. And I know some people have some thoughts on metallic lip products, like they're not really trendy anymore, but I personally still like them. And they had a purple one, and I was like, oh, I really like that because I just love the color purple, obviously. And So I saw it after the fact, so I just placed the order for the purple one today, so sadly I do not have that with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a tutorial with both eyeshadow palettes. Obviously, I'm going to start with the peacock one first. I gotta say I'm a little confused about what it is about a peacock that screams Halloween to Milani. Like, I don't know, it seems a little odd to me. What was going through their head, you know? Were they just like, let's have a Halloween collection this year. We'll do spiders and peacocks. Yes, peacocks, brilliant. It's perfect for Halloween, peacocks. Why didn't we think of it last year? So, I don't know, it just seems a little bizarre to me. I don't know the reason behind that, but you know, I poke fun at them, but honestly, I really like that they have this colorful palette and they're willing to kind of play around with their Halloween collection. Unlike a certain brand I know, ColourPop, whose idea of a Halloween palette is like one purple and a whole bunch of neutrals. Have you guys seen the new Hocus Pocus palette? Like, what a disappointment is all I could say. Truly, I just want a brand to release a palette that has this kind of green in it, a black, an orange, and just like a really deep, fun purple like this. You know, like, is that too much to ask for? Like, those are Halloween colors. Like, where is that palette? Like, if I was making a Halloween palette, that's the first thing I would do. It would seem like a no-brainer, but whatever. Anyways, enough complaining about my wants and my needs and my desires, and let's get started on the look. Obviously, the first look I'm going to do is a peacock one, so I'm just going to zoom you on it, and we're going to get started. Okay, that plastic bit was not the easiest to get off. I might have destroyed the palette a little bit. So one of the things I actually do like about this palette is that it comes with its own mirror that just says in full plume on it. I mean, it's not the biggest mirror, and you do have this like obnoxious little thing in the way, but you get a mirror nonetheless. So the palette is small and compact, and it is made out of cardboard, like that cheapy cardboard, but it does have a magnetic closure, so that makes it really nice. And you do get a mixture of mattes and like satin metallics in this palette, so it's like about like 50-50, so it's pretty good. I mean, you probably don't get any real good transition shade in this palette other than that orange up there, but you know what? This is meant to be a Halloween palette. All rules for makeup go out the window. You can be as crazy as you want with this look. It don't matter. So I think I'm going to start with Make-A-Wish as my base, since this is a very colorful palette and we really want those colors to show up. Oh, okay. So far, I kind of like this white. If you remember my last video I did a review on Violet Voss, and they had a white and it wasn't very opaque, but this one definitely has it beat. I mean, you definitely have some fallout, but I mean, look at that. I look like I'm from, what is that age? Like the Elizabethan era where they all had like white powdery faces. That's what I feel I look like. Okay, so as you can see, the whites are pretty opaque, and I think they're definitely going to make a really nice base for these colorful palettes. Why can't I talk today? They're going to make a nice base for these colorful eyeshadows. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with Dreamland, which is kind of like this lime yellow green shimmery shade. And I'm just going to pop that into the crease. I actually really like this palette. I think it's so pretty. I just love a good colorful palette. Even though at this point I probably have like a bajillion of them. I mean, to be honest, I have so many eyeshadow palettes. Is there any color story I don't have at this point? And the answer is yes. I don't have my perfect Halloween palette. Just like I never had my perfect 4th of July palette until Lorella came through this year. Oh gosh. Okay. So not too much pigmentation on this color. And it's definitely showing up more like kind of neon yellow, but a sheer neon yellow on the eye. It's not too green. Even though it looks green in the camera, I can promise you in person it looks more like neon yellow, which honestly I don't hate it. It's a little more sheer than I would like, but I kind of like that neon yellow. So again, lots of fallout. Ooh, that doesn't clean up as nice. Okay, now I have glitter below my eyes. So as you may or may not be able to tell, I went in with Fairy Tale, which is kind of like this electric sort of blue shade, and I put it on this eye, which I'm going to show you on this eye as well. Okay, so honestly, anytime I see blue and yellow together like this, it just makes me think of my school colors. Because we had blue, and technically they were gold, but I don't know. It was like sort of yellowy like this. It was like a yellow gold. Ooh, okay. She pigmented. It does lose its vibrancy when you blend out, which I find that to be the case with a lot of these like drugstore makeup palettes. It's like their pigmentation comes in strong with some of these more vibrant shades, and then once you go to blend, it kind of loosens. It kind of loses some of that vibrancy, but I also find that you can build it up if you want to. I'm pretty satisfied with how this looks. I don't think I'm going to build it up, but I'm pretty sure you could if you want to. But oh my god, that fallout is killer. Right, so now I'm going to go in with Wonderland, which is kind of like this bubblegum pink shimmer shade. And I'm going to pack that onto the lid. I feel like all I've been doing lately is pink looks, but at least this one's not solely pink. Ooh, when the blue and pink meets, it kind of makes a purple color. I mean, duh, but you know. Wow, that pink just about all but disappears when you blend it away. Okay, so not sure it's my most favorite look I've ever done, but it's a look. I think I'm just going to finish off the look by taking this magenta shade called On a Whim. It does have some gold sparkles in it, just kind of like a sequin shade, which the sparkles are really faint and probably won't even really show up. I mean, actually, well, they kind of do. Okay, so here you have the finished look for the eyeshadow. Now let's move on to the lip gloss. I have, why can't I breathe all of a sudden? Feather and Latex. Wow, that's nice. Latex is just, that's really nice and creamy. Latex is just like this magenta shadow, which kind of matches the shadow that I put on my lower lash line. And then Feather is more of a hot pink shade. So why don't we go ahead and put that one on. Okay, so it is kind of streaky. It has like a sweet scent to it. Like a candy shop at an amusement park. Oh, that looks super messy. I'm not sure if I like this formula. I don't know if it dries down or not. I mean, it looks like it might, but it's kind of streaky and it looks like it would just be really, really messy. Okay, it does look like it's drying down a little bit, so that's good. Which, I don't know if I like that either, to be honest, because sometimes when it dries down, it just makes my lip look really crusty and it showcases like every single line in my lips. Do I look like a peacock? I mean, I kind of feel like a peacock. Alright, so how do I like this palette? Honestly, I think it's really fun. Like, I like how colorful it is. I would just be very aware that some of these more vibrant shades, like that blue and that pink, they do blend away really easily and they lose their vibrancy pretty quickly. I mean, you can build it back up again, but you just can't really blend out the look. Now, when I do reviews on Halloween palettes, I try to think about how practical they might be, like inside the holiday, outside the holiday. Outside the holiday, you probably don't need this palette unless you're buying it just for a specific colorful eyeshadow look. Because if you're a color lover like me, the chances are you probably have most of these color shades in your collection already. A lot of them aren't super unique except this lime green shade right here, which to me, $14 for one shade is kind of a lot. But inside of the holiday, if you're looking to do a really colorful look, like you want to be a peacock, or maybe you want to be an 80s baby, I don't know, then maybe this could be worth picking up. You know, it's only $14. It's a pretty inexpensive option, and you do have a good variety of colors to choose from. However, just keep in mind that Wet n Wild usually releases their Fantasy Makers collection for Halloween every single year, and they usually have a lot of out there makeup pieces like meant for Halloween use. Like they have colorful palettes, they have black lipstick, and Wet n Wild is a pretty inexpensive brand. Like a lot of their products are only around $5, so that might be worth looking into as opposed to Milani if you're only looking to buy this palette for a Halloween look. Okay, all right, now let's move on to the other darker one. Dun dun dun. Alright, so let's move on to the next palette in this collection, which is the Spiderweb palette. But before we do, I just want to make a quick side note about the lip cream. So it did end up drying down a little bit more, and it did feel like a comfortable, creamy texture on my lips. Definitely did not budge. I had to break out the coconut oil for that one to get it off. So I think it stained the lips a little bit. Hard to say based off of first impression if as the day wore on, if it would get more drying and like brittle on the lips. But based off my past experience with liquid lipsticks, like usually you can tell right away if it's going to be dry and crusty in about a few hours. This did not feel that way. Still felt very creamy, which, you know, it doesn't say it's a liquid lipstick. It says it's a lip cream, which I actually do tend to like lip creams, I noticed. Like it has the staying power of a liquid lipstick, but with like the comfort of a lipstick, if that makes sense. All right, so let's get started on this spider palette, which I'm really excited to do, and we totally got to go for that red. Am I right? Okay, so something that I noticed while I was taking off the packaging for this palette and also stabbing myself in the leg, box cutter, is that 4 of the shades were labeled as blush shades, which is just these 2 purpley shades right here, this blue shade right here, and this red shade right here. And let's be honest, you're probably not going to be using any of these shades as blushes, except for maybe this red shade, unless you're going for that whole like zombie look. And the reason why I think they did that is because it says on here that pressed pigments for face shades are not intended for use around the meaty eye area, which just pretty much means that they're pressed pigments, they're prone to staining, so that's why they say don't put it on your eyes. But I'm going to throw caution to the wind and use just about all those shades on my eyes. So yay, let's get started. Are you excited? I'm going to take this like taupey cocoa gray shade called Keep It Real. Creep It Real, excuse me. Do you love my color description? And I'm just gonna put that into the crease. Oh boy. Okay, so my eyelids are super oily from the micellar water that I used to take off my eyeshadow because, you know, I got the waterproof micellar water, which has like the oil in it. So yeah, so let's just keep that in mind as we apply the shadow. They're probably not going to want to blend the greatest. They're going to like so. They're just going to want to stick to the lid, but we shall try. So yeah, this shade is showing up much darker on the lid. Like it looks more black than anything else. Ooh, spooky. Yeah, that looks great. Oh my gosh. Alright, honestly, I think it's a pretty good shade, minus the whole micellar oil problem that I have going on. So I think what I'm going to do next is take Nightmares, which is this deep navy kind of purple shade, and we're just going to pop that into the outer corner. Ooh. Ooh, look at that blush. Nice and pigmented. Like, seriously? Like, seriously. Who would be using that as a blush? Nobody. Alright, seriously guys, don't make fun of my blended skills for this look because it's really sticking to that micellar water. But, oh boy, it is a very, 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 very pigmented shade. That is for sure. Oh man. I just got the fallout all over my pants. That is great. Okay, oh my god. That is a smoky eye. Holy crap. This looks so bad. This looks so bad, but the colors are so good. I just really can't blend it down or tone it out because they don't want to go anywhere. But, oh my god, that looks so bad. We're talking about how the shadows perform, alright? We're not talking about my skills right now. Alright, so next I'm going to take Bite Me, that other blush shade, and put it onto my lid. You hear that, Milani? I'm putting it onto my lid. Ooh. No, I never really thought to pair, I never really thought to pair red and purple together before. But I like it. I'm gonna have to remember this for like a Halloween tutorial in the future. Okay, that's a decent red. Okay, so it does lose some of its vibrancy, just like some of those more brighter shades that we saw in the Peacock palette. Ow, something's in my eye. I don't know, maybe it's the 40 pounds of eyeshadow I have on my lids. Ooh, okay. Huh. Alright, it's definitely turning into a very dark, smoky, purpley, muddy kind of eye look, but oh, like I kind of like that. Do you see that? It like goes from like red to purple to blue. I kind of like that. Like, am I the only one? So now I think I want to take Cursed and just put that in the center of my eyelid just to kind of bring back a little bit of light and dimension to my eyes because it's a very, very dark look I have going on. So let's get some light reflection going on. Ooh, what a pretty shade. I'm liking this palette. I really do. Which I figured I would, since it reminded me a lot of that Paris palette from BH Cosmetics, which I already said that I liked quite a bit. Alright, what do you say we make a bigger mess out of a smaller mess and go in with Web of Lies, which is this really shimmery sort of white, blue, silver shade. I don't know. Let's put that under the brow bone and just make it like really, really metallic and glittery and like, whoa, who is she? What is she doing? Ooh, okay, yep, this has like purple undertone to it. Really sparkly. Wow. Ooh. I don't know, like suddenly I just felt excited for Halloween because of the shade. Oh, like look at that. It's got like a silver base to it, but it has like green, blue, purple glitters all throughout. It is so pretty. Oh. I probably should have put that as the center. So I was gonna go in with like Superstition to line the lower lash line, but I think because of how heavy and dark the upper is, I think I'm gonna just go in with this like gunmetal kind of whatever you want to call it and just line it. Oh, but see now that like, okay, this shade is like, wow, like flaking all around the place. It's like swirling glitters. Okay. Alright, it kind of wants to show up. Not really. This might be the only shade from the palette so far that I don't really like. So yeah, let's go in with Superstition, that other blush shade, and just, you know, go from the middle. Just go from like the middle to the outer of my lids. But Ooh, like I really like purple and red together. My goodness, who would have thought? All right, real quickly, because my battery is flashing, let's go in with this lipstick called Love Bites, and it is a metallic shimmer. Ooh, I like how creamy this feels. It just glides on the lips really nicely. Like it's not the kind that drags. Alright, if you watched my videos before, I've made it known that putting on lipstick is not one of my talents because I can't do it cleanly, and seeing that battery light flashing is just making me all the more nervous. But here's what it looks like. Excuse the bad application job. So here are the swatches. These from here to there is the Spider collection, and this grouping right here is that Peacock collection. So there you have it. That's just some transfer from that shade. So yes, there it is. Okay, so I do feel that I can go ahead and recommend this palette without a doubt in my mind. And as far as the lipstick goes, honestly, I didn't really like it. I did like the fact that it felt nice and creamy and it was easy to apply, but it also looked kind of patchy on the lids, and it just looks like it's messy and like got outside the lip line already, and I don't know. I'm not that much of a fan of the color to begin with, so to me this could be a pass. Now, originally I said I didn't like the lip creams, but as it dried down, the formula felt really comfortable. It was budge proof. So I think if you're into those vibrant, bright colors, these might be worth checking out. They also did have them in a red and black shade as part of the Spider collection. So keep that in mind. So, oh yes, there's just one other thing I want to point out. So in the Peacock palette, Make-A-Wish, Fairy Tale, and Dreamland are the only eye safe shades, which is the white shade, the blue shade, and that neon sort of yellow shade we tried out. So just keep that in mind. So overall, this is my favorite piece from the collection. I really like this palette. It just gave off a really nice smoky look. I really like the colors. They're beautiful. So there you have it. There's my thoughts on the collection. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!